Hello, you may remember seeing my guard panel from a while ago. Today I'd like to show you how it works on British Railway, starting off with this Class 321 train. I'll show you how I do the dispatch procedure as we approach Woodham in just a moment's time. Once we've come along to the platform, I'll insert my key and turn it to the local open position to open the door, to open my local door. I come out onto the platform and I check everything's clear, and I press the two red buttons to open the rest of the passenger doors. Once everybody's boarded and it's time to leave, I'll press the blue button and close the doors. And once all the doors are shut, I'll get back on the train myself, put the key into local close position to close my door, and then I give the right of way to the driver. That's 2 on the signal buzzer, which the driver will return to me, and then we depart.
Welcome on board this regional service.
So once we build for a bit of speed, I'll turn my key off and take it out.
The next station is Belmont
And
Green.
that's when I will do ticket. If you saw my last video about this panel, you'll have noticed that I've finally put labels on the box. It took me longer than I would have liked to do those and also get this video out. The code for British Railway has been sat in my documents folder for a while now, and it works not on just this type of train, but there's also 2 other modes which I'll demonstrate later. Now, as we approach into Belmont Green, I'll show you the full dispatch procedure without me talking.
Welcome on board this regional service to Fleetwood. The next station is...
As we are changing ends at Leeton, I'll show the process of how you change ends with this panel at a buffer stop station. Insert the key and turn it to the local open position. Check the platform and then you release the other doors. And then key out and make your way down to the other end of the train. At the other end, open the door, board the train,
Now standing at
and key in again.
1948 regional service to Fleetwood.
Up on the time for departure, and with a clear signal at the end of the platform, close the doors, board the train, put the key into the local close position to close the local door, and then the usual standard buzzer dispatch procedure.
Service to Avonhill has been cancelled. This is due to a member of train crew being unavailable. We apologise for the disruption to your journey today.
Welcome on board this regional service.
In real life, not all trains have their doors controlled by the guard. In some trains, doors are controlled by the driver, and in some, they are controlled by a mix of the two. In this train, the driver opens the doors, but the guard is the one who closes them In British Railway, this isn't simulated, but because my guard panel has a circuit board inside, I have the power of code on my hand, so I can make it feel this way for when I use my panel. So all I do is I turn my key in, and the train doors will all open. This makes it seem like the driver has released the doors because I haven't pressed the door release buttons. In fact, they aren't even programmed in on this particular script. I am, however, still the one who has to press the doors close button to close and lock the doors. From here, the rest of the procedure is practically the same. I reboard the train, close my local door, I give the right-of-way signal to the driver, who will then return it, and off we go.
Welcome on board this regional service to Ashdean. The next station is Osage Hill.
And then I'll take my key out once we're moving at speed. I'll now demonstrate how the driver open, guard closed function works on my panel without speaking this time.
Welcome on board this regional service to Ashdean. The next...
Voyages are a rare anomaly in the UK rail network, as guards have absolutely no control over the doors directly. Instead, they communicate with the driver to close the doors using a special buzzer code, which is 1, pause, 2. Now, while this isn't simulated properly in game, again, I have the power of code on my side, so I've simulated this in game as well. As I turn my key into the local open position, all doors on the train will release at once. This is similar to how the driver opened all of the doors in the previous train. The important thing to note is that it wasn't actually the driver of this train, it was my panel who sent both commands immediately after each other. So for the driver, it looks like I'm still operating the doors, but for me, with the panel, it seems as though the driver has opened the doors because I've not had to press the door open buttons. It's realism that only affects me as the user of the panel, not anybody else in the game. When it's time to go, I give the 1-2 command on the buzzer, signal to the driver to close the doors. And then once I've checked that all of the doors are shut and locked, I will reboard the train and close my local door. I'll then give 2 on the buzzer to signal it's time to go, of which the driver then returns. And we depart.
Welcome on board this...
What's important to note is that when I give the 1-2 doors closed signal through the signal buzzer, the driver of the train in the game does not receive that. That's programmed into my panel that when I key in those signal beeps, the panel will send the doors close command. Again, it's not realism for the driver, it's realism purely for me. I'm not having to press the doors close button, but instead operating the doors using the signal buzzer control and instructing the driver what to do. Now here at Wallsend, I will demonstrate the working of this train in this mode without me talking.
This is Wallsend. Welcome on board this intercity service to Cuffley, calling at
One
Cuffley
question I received a
only.
lot on my last video about this guard panel is,
The next
are they for
station
sale?
is
I
Cuffley,
also
where
was
this
asked
train
if I would
terminates.
ever make a
Please
tutorial,
ensure you
and the
take all
answer to
your
both of these
personal
questions
belongings with you when
unfortunately is
leaving the
going to
train.
be no. I won't be selling these, it's too many risks involved for me, and I'm also not going to make a tutorial because I'd have to build a second panel, which I'm not going to do. Or I'd have to strip this one down, which I'm also not going to do. So I apologise to all of you who wanted a panel or a tutorial, neither of those will be coming. I do encourage you though, however, to try it yourself. Have a go, have a project, and see if you can do it. It's very rewarding when it finally works, I'll tell you that.